Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I want to welcome you on this Friday morning. Ending up another week on our show. We had some good guests and all kinds of good things going on. We're going to do a couple of shows next week. We'll have Billy Cranston coming on. We'll do a Christmas Eve and end of year show. So looking forward to having you with us. Look at today's weather, as always, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and hard-working crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. High today, 65. Low tonight, 37. Now that's nice. I love this kind of weather. Our water temperature is hanging in there around 66 degrees. Our river reading is brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at the Apalachicola Brunstown of 8.8 and sort of leveling off today. And then the Choctawhatchee at Carabel still dropping, is at a 6.3 and still got a drop to it. Looking at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Decent tides today. It's decent. Next week's going to be neap tides, but today low at 10:30 this morning and high after midnight about 12:10. Let's go and do our fishing game time right now. This segment brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. By the way, they've got a bunch of Christmas stuff down there if you have a chance to run by there. Low, okay, we're going at 302 to 502. That's going to be the low end of it this morning already. And then what I call the high end in the afternoon is 323 to 523. So let's give up. Would it be the last Friday of the year? We haven't talked to Seaquarters Marina recently, so let's touch base with them. We'll get them. Call Seaquarters Marina.
Calling Seaquarters Marina.
Isn't that amazing? I used to have them on standby, so right now we're just going to see. Hopefully they'll answer. They always have all kind of Christmas stuff going on down that way. So, we hope they'll answer. It might be good.
Good morning, Seaquarters.
Captain Kim, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Chester. How are we?
I'm doing well. Tell us what's going on down your way in the Carabel area in Franklin County.
Well, we've had some mighty nice weather the last few days. Everybody's been out there trout and red fishing. Had some pretty good luck with the trout. They've been good size and plentiful. Little light on the redfish. I've heard some small and whatnot there, but sheep said they've been catching some good fish the last few days.
Wow, so I was going to check on the sheephead. They are catching some sheephead now?
Yeah, right in the river, just, mouth of the river area.
Yeah. What are they using for bait, Captain Kim?
Or shrimp, frozen shrimp.
Good deal. So
we've got some, we've still got sand fleas too, so that's usually one of the other options.
Y'all do have sand fleas there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so folks, that's some good bait for both of those. And that's interesting what you said about the redfish, because it's been a little slow around here with redfish, but the trout's been turning on good.
Yeah, good trout bite. Like I said, the redfish a little bit small, but they have been catching them. So.
Okay, what about the loopers? Are the loopers still coming through, or?
Yeah, we've had some loopers. It's been pretty good. There's nothing going on down south, so they stay a little bit longer and enjoy what we have up here for amenities and whatnot. But they're slowly paddling through.
I know they absolutely fall in love with Carabel in that area. They gotta love it.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Well, listen, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to wish all of y'all a Merry Christmas, and we appreciate everything y'all do down that way for the outdoors.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we will be open Christmas Day if anybody has an emergency tackle issue.
Okay. All right. Well, Merry Christmas.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
At Bay Smile Docs, we know how to make you smile. We're open early at 7 a.m. We're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocs.com or call 271-2341 today.
Empire Real Estate of Florida, making your real estate dreams a reality throughout the Panhandle and more. If you're considering buying or selling real estate, please call 850-247-8868.
Hello, my name is Daniel Cole, and I own Cole and Associates Marine Surveyors, where we specialize in doing in-depth surveys on marine vessels of all types, be it metal, fiberglass, power, or sail. I am a professional marine surveyor, both qualified by NAMS and SAMS, and an associate member of IAME. Remember, for all your marine survey needs, call Cole and Associates Marine Surveyors, 850-774-1899.
Lighting by Levon is your one-stop shop for elegant lighting solutions to fit every home. Visit our beautiful showrooms for free consultations and delivery, low prices, and the best service in the Panhandle. Service is what we sell. Lighting by Levon at Inlet Beach, 13123 Emerald Coast Parkway, Suite F, 850-502-4438. And in Lynn Haven, 809 Florida Avenue, 850-769-1232.
At Bay Smile Docks, we know your time is precious. That's why Bay Smile Docks opens early at 7 and we're open late until 8. Request an appointment at baysmiledocks.com or call 271-2341 today.
Okay, well, welcome back. Remember the other day I had that little short video of the little rattlesnake. You just never know when you're going to see snakes and all. One of our loyal viewers, Steve Rogers, has been on the show before with rod wrapping and does a lot of good things for folks. He sent me an email about some of his situations seeing the unseen snake. Okay, here we go right here. Hey, Coach, adding to how hard snakes are to sometimes see and maybe anywhere, here's a couple we crossed paths with while I was still working. He works for Gulf Power. One had crawled on the outrigger pad as we were working. The other was spotted by a coworker as he walked by my truck. 2 different occasions at different locations. I'm always looking as I walk in the woods, especially in the ground blinds. So here's the ones that crawled up there. Look at that in the compartment. Check that out. Here's a close-up of it. Look at that. And they think they're safe in there, and that's scary. But here's one. Is this not typical in the palmettos? Folks, they're always around those palmettos. And I'm going to blow it up. You can see it right there. You circle it. And I don't like to get close to palmettos. Here it is right there. See it? And they coil up. So thank you, Steve, for sharing that with us. And they certainly can be scary. Okay, let's talk about some good pictures right here. Tess Randall Jolly. We've had her on before. Our good friend up there in North Alabama, a professional photographer. And just the declarative, I want to read what she said. And I talk to her, I always respond to her post. Whitetail scent comes from, during the rut, this is interesting, working the leaves and the wafting, the essence sort of blowing in the wind from buck's saliva. And also from the forehead gland. She knows all about deer. So it's not just, it comes from all kinds of things. It's on the smelling it. Isn't that a great picture right there, the clarity of it? But that's a lot of times how they smell others and other deer and all, and also man. I haven't shot a hunt blind lately. This is local. This is here in Florida. He has some old timber and all. I don't. That's pretty and all, but anyway, he's got it built right with his legs going out wide. That's interesting. That's a pretty one. Michael Clark is a fine fisherman. He caught these over in Chautauqua Bay. This was last week. I was just getting a picture on. Okay, and then speaking of Seacoast Marina, they posted this the other night. Good night from Seacoast. Is that not a beautiful view looking out west? The river's off to the right, and they're in a beautiful location. And I thought, what a breathtaking picture right there. Buddy Ben McConaughey, he want to thank Charlie Webb of Latin Long Tracking, and his son Tanner got this deer, and he was about 10 feet from where they stopped. But there's his son right there, and got some meat in the freezer, and those trackers did a good job tracking that deer. Trackers are invaluable, and like Ben said, these guys are good people. That last sentence right there, and good job. Okay, I'm going to talk about this. We're going to take a break and come out and talk about this buck right here. So let's take a quick break. We'll come back. Folks, are you looking for an old school bait and tackle store? Then stop by locally owned Weewall Wiggler Bait and Tackle on Highway 22, Weewall. Fresh bait, worms, crickets, minnows, a big selection of top-of-the-line tackle, lures from the old reliable to the latest and hottest ones coming out. Cane poles, all sizes, leads and lines, famous Wee Wah Wiggler t-shirts. Everything you need to make your next fishing trip a great one. Wee Wah Wiggler Bait and Tackle.
Are you looking for some fine fresh seafood? Then head over to Gene's Oyster Bar. This legendary icon has been around since 1930 and has served the finest and freshest seafood straight from the Bay and the Gulf. Folks come from all over the Panhandle and South Alabama to relish in this unique experience. So come on, pull up a stool and enjoy the finest oysters on the Gulf Coast. Gene's Oyster Bar on Sherman Avenue in historic Millville. Open 11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday.
BJ's Marine Service. With over 44 years in business, they're dedicated to offer you the very best in marine service. BJ's Marine will repair any marine motor. Dependable and experienced. They won't be satisfied until you're satisfied. Local business that is family owned with a tradition of excellent service. Trust your motor to the best. BJ's Marine, 1317 Transmitter Road.
Happiness is what encourages us all, and at PCU, we know the community is made better by the happiness of our members. Members who understand the advantage they have through our checking, savings, and lending products. Products that improve their lives, their families, and their community. So, when you're looking into your financial options, know that our products are designed with you in mind. Because the happiest people create the best communities. Panhandle Credit Union. Banking made better.
Okay, welcome back. Glad you're with us. You're always talking about doing good things for others and all. We had Drew Pollard on. We're talking about the big toy drive. You're well aware of it. A lot of folks helped out. And it wrapped up this week. I just want to give a quick picture to show what happened at different places. So here it is right here. Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Christmas Party, toy drive. It helped over 350. It was a lot more than that once we started counting. But here's this was a Saturday night. This is in the shop. This is after the party. And all of this was donated, folks. Is that incredible? And that's Drew and Jenna up there. And they were happy, and a lot of folks had some good food and everything, and it was a lot of fun had by all. So then other morning I met them up there, and we started loading up. I just want to show my truck, okay? There were more trucks. Okay, we loaded the back of my truck, okay? Wait a minute now. We put them all in the back. I let my seats up, put all the stuff in the back, and in my front seat I got a big old bag of balls, okay? And here's the other side. You see, this is just my truck. And we were headed to Waller Elementary on this one, and this is funny. This is in the back of my truck. I just saw this little doll's feet up like that in the back of the truck. I laughed out loud when I saw that, so I just wanted to take a picture to show you they were having fun in the back of my truck. So here's Waller Elementary. Okay, one truck. Okay, that's my truck, two trucks, and then two vans. All four of these vehicles were loaded with toys to take to Waller Elementary School. Now they hit a lot of other elementary schools too, but this is one I have the pictures on. Here we are inside the library there. And Officer Heller and Alsabrook helped us unload. Wasn't that something? The FWC guys were in the neighborhood and gave us a hand unloading everything in the library. And the media center, we call it now. Don't you like that new floor we just put in up there? So I just, man, how happy everybody was. And they got some ideas from kids, and the kids sort of fill out. This is funny. All the kids will fill out what they wanted for Christmas. This year I've been, instead of checking naughty and nice, this kid wrote in both. And so they write down what they want and they try to package it up in a bag. So she wanted a phone, a hair dye, DYE, a brush, Crocs, AirPods, earrings, and look at that bottom right there. Santa, I need this stuff. Okay. And then one more show you. A bunch of them was funny. A Walmart card, gift card, a purple beanbag chair, instant camera. Isn't that cool? Instant camera. So anyway, so that was just a fun thing to do. And I want to thank Drew, and so many of y'all gave to us. So many of our viewers from all over the place gave to it and all. Good story here. This is Harris Marshall, one of my former students. Harris, if y'all see, I'm going to show you this mounted duck behind me, right there behind the angel. Harris did that as his senior year as outdoor project. Loved the outdoors. His uncle is Matt Marshall, and Matt and his wife and family have a fenced-in area up there in Calhoun County, and they're doing a great job raising a deer herd and sort of thinning them out when they need to, and good stuff up there. And Harris was up there. They had one big old buck up there called Blue 79. I had, I guess, blue tag number 79, and it was six and a half years old. So that deer lived and bred 6.5 years, and so they gave Marshall. The Marshall gave Harris, that's his nephew, a chance to hunt it, and he hunted with a bow. And he took his buddy Dylan Brown. We need to get those boys on the show, and he harvested this big buck out of there with that bow. But that buck was going downhill at 6.5 years old. That's how you manage a deer. So there he is showing little baby, that big buck. But they'd watch him on camera and knew exactly where it was and doing good things. Okay, so the youth hunt, this was over here. The youth hunt was over here, and Ernie Martin sent this to me. A group of his kids were taken out to a guy's ranch out there in Okaloosa County, North area. And he let the kids hunt on it on Youth Hunt Day, and so they sent the pictures here. Here's some of his kids. Every kid that went there harvested a deer, which they wanted them to. And some of these kids, it was their first deer, and this is a Crestview High School outdoor education program, and this is how you do it. A big old campfire out, and everybody got some kind of deer meat, and there's a group there. Isn't that great? And FWC was all involved in it on the youth hunt. And talking about a win-win situation, that's just some good stuff right there. Let me mention this now while I'm thinking about it. I have all my notes written down. Most of the time I don't read them, but on the Christmas Eve show, I want to just show some pictures of recapping the year. And when I get the pictures from y'all, I don't keep them. I erase them. I keep some of mine because I just keep some of mine because it's my stuff. But I wanted to tell you, if you have any pictures of some big bass you caught or a pompano or whatever, and you send it to me, send it back to me this weekend. I can have it ready for, I just want to show some pictures. I have a little section there. If you can send me some, just identify it again, and we'll show those on the Tuesday morning show as we're getting ready for Christmas. So we'll be wrapping up the shows on Tuesday morning. Okay, let's jump to boating real quick. Chris Kramer, we're talking about, look at this little boat. This is a sweet, what I call a sweet boat. It's a Carolina skiff, and I used to have a Carolina skiff. I love those boats. They were so handy. And this guy drove up from Old Town, and Chris just talked about Randy Short. He got a new a sweet 16, J16. We bought it down there at the Kramer Marine. He drove all the way up from Old Town, Florida. And I just thought, what a great testimonial to get what he wanted, willing to drive to do it. One quick, this has nothing to do with the Panhandle, but if you're like me this time of year, think about Brunswick stew, and a lot of different places that claim they started it in their particular area. But this Brunswick stew, they actually have a big pot, and this pot, the first Brunswick stew was made on St. Simon Island, July 2nd, 1898. So anyway, when we're talking about Brunswick stew, you could be talking about the half of it, having some of it there. So different places claim it. I have some more pictures. Let's end on this one right here. I thought this is funny. This is all my buddies up in Alabama. This is for y'all. Everyone in Alabama waiting for drones to start flying over. Does that not look at some of this, like some of the situations we have? So anyway, we have all kinds of things I wanted to mention. Also, we want to give away some stuff. So let's start off with Gene's Oyster Bar, a mullet plate. And mullet is just really good this time of year. And the winner of that is going to be all the way from Cottondale, Jelena Barnes. Okay? And now the $20 gift certificate for some fresh seafood from Tarpon Dock is going to, from Southport, Joseph Deal. And Big Red Snapper winner is going to be all the way from Gainesville, Georgia, one of our YouTube viewers, John Teaver. So Cottondale, Southport, and Gainesville, Georgia are the winners this morning. So we're going to get set up for our famous Friday fishing report. It'll be the last one of this year. And it'll be interesting what's going on. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm Major Chris Chavis, stationed in England at the Winterbourne Gunner Defense CBRN Center. And just want to wish my family in Niceville, Florida, a Merry Christmas.
Season's greetings from the Sleep Center.
Kramer Marine and Outdoor is your trusted source for all your outboard boat and motor needs. We carry Skeeter Bay boats, all-wheeled aluminum boats, and have the largest selection of outboard motors, parts, and accessories in the area. And our master certified factory-trained technicians are ready to take care of you. So shop us online at KramerMarineandOutdoor.com or visit us at the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM. We're here to keep you out on the water.
Real-time Fisher's Seafood Restaurant and Market on Highway 22. Fresh, delicious seafood cooked daily. Shrimp boil, oyster bar, steam bar, and now featuring fresh barbecue smoked on-site chicken, pulled pork, and we'll cater large groups. Check out the Seafood Market with a great selection of some of the freshest seafood around. Friendly service, great food at a reasonable price. Real-time Fisher's Seafood Restaurant and Market.
Hey everybody, it's Brad Stevens coming to you from Sunjammers Water Sports. I want to talk to you about the Hobie kayaks. Their hands-free design lets you get in shallow water, out in the Gulf, pretty much anywhere you want to go. With a patented Mirage drive, you're no longer paddling, you're just casting and reeling. We have all the gear you need for a productive day out in the water, so swing by Sunjammers Water Sports for your free demo today. Sunjammers Water Sports is located at 1129 Beck Avenue in beautiful, historic St. Andrews.
The new Temper-Active Breeze delivers a warming bed for you and cooling comfort for your partner. So say goodbye to thermostat fights and hello to better sleep with personalized climate control. Only available at the Sleep Center.
Okay, welcome back to our famous Friday fishing forecast, always brought to us by Jessica Ling Insurance real estate. Jessica Ling Insurance and Financial Group, and then Matt Andrews with Hammer Down Construction. I'm looking over my notes here. I do it 2 or 3 different ways. I like to show you locations, and I'll tell you what's biting. So let's do what's biting first. But I want to give a special shout out to Jessica Ling and Matt Andrews for their companies for sponsoring this famous Friday fishing forecast. So here we go. Let's talk about what's biting right now. We'll start with freshwater. It's been, I ran into Bill Shields yesterday, Grand Cantrell's breakfast, and we of course always start talking about fishing, and he and Bill Allen had been like a week or 2 ago out of Howard Creek at his houseboat there, and they got on some speckled perch, and they just had they did it a little bit different, and they fished their whole life, but they just sort of got out in deeper water and found some little brush piles, and they sort of just free lined it down there, and what we call tight line, and they caught a mess of fish and worms. But this time of year, the river was right, and they were right there, not in the middle of the river, but pretty deep water. He said about 15 to 20 foot deep. So that's a good start right there in the report. Pond fishing is always in the summertime. It's really hot around the pond, but in the wintertime, it's really cool, and you get a warm area. You can really catch some fish with some kids around ponds. Lake Seminole, Lake Talquin, the bass fishing has been a little bit slow, and it's sort of it's going to get right on the verge of the pre-spawn, but we're still not there yet, so be aware of that. Now, saltwater, the first thing that popped up this week in talking to people and researching all, the drum bite. They're catching some nice drums. Now, those big old drums you don't let go, but the folks who eat those little drums, if you're hungry for fish, they'll taste pretty good, but the drum bite's been good. The sheephead bite, we just talked to Captain Kim. It's turning on now with this cool weather, and again on fiddler crabs and cut shrimp. Redfish has been a little bit slow. Trout has been pretty good this week. Some nice trout being caught. And of course, the big thing on the offshore, the red snapper season, is open to the 31st. And one of the things you can do is that down in Apalachicola, they have that walk-on. The Raffield, Captain Raffield has that walk-on his boat, Family Tradition. And when we say walk on, you just call and say, could you have a spot for me? So they'll take, I think, 20-something people there, and all you do is pay for that spot. So that's a really good way to do it instead of having a big charter. Okay, so now let's go to locations, and what we're looking at locations. Well, let's jump in here to Carabel. Look here at sea quarters, and it's talking about right there all the different things they're catching there at the mouth of the river. And that's just a great location there. This bridge right here, you can catch some sheephead off that bridge. And of course here's coming on out here into the bay, trout and redfish. Well, I'll talk about different areas to fish in here. But that is a great area. That is old Florida right there. All right, moving on down. We're going to go from east to west. Again, some sheephead's going to be caught. If you can fish here, right up in here in this area right here, around East Point. I hadn't talked much. I used to talk a lot about the East Bay area. Whiskey George Creek, as we're coming into here, that's some great trout fishing right through there. That's Tate's Hell. There's a campground there, and it's just a really cool place to be around. It's real old Florida. Okay, coming on in, and if you get across the St. George Island, folks, I want to tell you something. St. George Island is one of the best fishing islands in the state, well, probably the southeast, because you have so many different things you can do. The surf fishing, but the bridge fishing here, and then all these docks going down this way. I talked about the docks. I don't know if I can show them, but they have some great. Let me see if I can blow them up and show them. No, I'm not going to show. But anyway, these dock fishing here for trout is really good. And this old cut here, the cut right there on St. Vincent Island, that cut it just has a lot of naturals. It's a natural cut. It's not. It gets dredged every now and then, but it's a natural. And if you have to boat, but that's really one of the top places. I mean, you think you would think this place 200 years ago hadn't changed from 200 years ago, and way back. And of course, St. Joe Bay. Moving up to St. Joe Bay. Christmas fishing, Christmas time fishing in St. Joe Bay has always been good. So that's going to be good in that area. Moving up here, East Bay, West Bay, what's been catching there has been trout. The Bailey Bridge has been holding some sheephead and drum. Moving on westward to the over Choctawhatchee Bay. The freshwater bite is still, J.B. Hiller's still catching fish out of the river there. And the bridge fishing, the 331 bridge. We talked about the redfish that some of our viewers caught 2 weeks ago with that tide moving. So check your tide, and it still can catch some bull reds. If you want to do some surf fishing off into the state parks that way, the whiting bite is going to be good all along the Panhandle. Catch some whiting. It's going to be really good. And I use fish bites for those. So okay, and then going on toward Destin on the far western end, it's going to be some really good fishing that way as far as just catching some trout and redfish. The tackle shops over there, that's what they've been reporting, trout and redfish. So anyway, look at this Florida Panhandle, what a beautiful place to be. So we're going to start wrapping it up for the week, but it's a good time to get outdoors, and if you're talking about fishing a lot, but also a good time to be really walking in the woods now. And I want to be doing that today and head out there, and I have my snake boots on, but it's still going to be just a good time to get outdoors and go to State Park or just go walking. And you know, I love just doing those kind of things. I know you do too, and I feel like sometimes I'm preaching to the choir when I'm telling these things, because you'll have that same love and passion that I do for the outdoors. And take a camera, take some pictures, and you know, send us some pictures, and we'll put them on the show. So anyway, don't forget about sending some of your pictures this week of what you've done during the year, and we'll show them in a wrap-up show on Tuesday morning as we're getting ready for Christmas. So to wrap it up, thank you all so much for watching our show this week. We appreciate your viewership very much. We appreciate our sponsors. Do something good for someone else today. Have a great day. Enjoy the outdoors, take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.